Right, here we go. Silver jungling Lee Sin versus Diana, and once more, as always, a little bit of a level 1. It's kind of tough to find good messages in the whole game without, compromising the level 1 strategy, but at the same time, whenever a Lee Sin commits a full-on flash for first blood, and it ends up not meaning anything, I think there's something to discuss, because it should mean something, right? You got 470 in pocket here, you got 104 seconds, you're a little bit late to start, in terms of if you go back to base and buy and get back on the map, but would that be worth it? In some cases, honestly, when it's too close, don't waste any time. Make sure you start your buff, make sure you get your leash, make sure your regular start goes through. That means your advantage will not be realized on first rotation. So if you can go back to base, like 55 seconds, you get a kill, go back to base, buy your longsword, come back onto the map. Now you're basically in total control, right, in terms of your clears, your invades, your fighting, your ganking. Now though, because we haven't gone back to base, that spike is a little delayed. But no stress, we have a Braum leashing for a Diana. We can see basically here, yep. Leash from the Diana. Lee Sin's gonna go to his Krugs, and you settle in for the long early phase Malphite. Obviously at level 6 spiking. Diana, gonna be full clearing. Let's see what the Lee Sin chooses to do. Now, obviously worth noting that, Yasuo burned his flash and Braum burned his flash, Syndra burnt her flash, and Lee Sin and Aatrox burnt their flashes. So while all of this is typically forgotten in lower elo games, I invite you, as someone who wants gold and platinum and so on, to remember, oh, so-and-so burnt their flashes. Now, as a Diana, there's not much you're going to do about this, but you can see how much quicker she is than this guy. 249, 250, he's finishing his Raptors, which is like, you can go way faster than that. So this guy, he needs to go to practice till Diana. Absolutely must head over to Virkayu.gg. I have a free jungle improvement resource as well as a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly free video content seen nowhere else, as well as Q&As and patch note rundowns, as well as a private jungle Discord. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's making junglers reach their goals, as we saw with the record number of people hitting them at the end of Season 13. If you want to climb faster than anyone you know, jungle diff every game you play, click the link below or head to Virkayu.gg. There's not much to practice till Diana, but at the same time, intrinsically, look at the difference in speed for clearing. So, as we know, Lee Sin has no flash. Lee Sin has no flash, but Yasuo has no flash either. The problem with this gank is there's a huge-ass wave. So he decides, oh, look, I want to gank the mid lane, but look where the wave is. It's a cannon wave. Syndra has no flash. She's level 2. She doesn't have Scatter the Weak just yet. Therefore, Yasuo is just going to sag off here, and honestly, he's just looking to reset while this crashes and go back to base, buy some itemization, come back on the map. Now, Syndra skips her minions here, moves into the wave to try and help you now that she has all of her spells. But is this really the ganking situation you want, especially if you know the Diana is going to be up here and able to cut in and counter gank? Not really, so the Lee Sin probably should fix his clears so that this gank happens a little bit sooner, if he is really set on doing this. But at the same time, Diana's sequencing up. We know she's going to try and gank this Aatrox. Look at this potential dive situation. So you could always cut in, invade her, dive him. A lot of shutdown angles you have as a Lee Sin versus farming jungler in this MMR range. Because you see the Diana here does the Raptors, doesn't even notice, goes straight to the top side. Hello. It's a oh, she avoids the sucky from the W. The guy has no flash. But again, the problem here is, do we have the damage to actually get the kill? No. At the same time, the Malphite, if you look at him here, is compromised and got a full-ass wave in front of him. So these ganks are not really that great overall. Like, I like this. Obviously, this is cool. But now Lee Sin will show up. Hits a Q into the Diana, not into the Malphite. Misses his E. Really just bad ganking assessment, which is why I made that ultimate ganking guide for Season 14 on the new map on the main channel. Just go to the main channel. You'll see it. Ganking guide, you can't miss it, nice and bright. And it will showcase to you, when you are going for these things, what are the checklists, right? What do we need to look for when we go for these ganks rather than just blindly going for them? So I'm not going to spend 20 minutes discussing that, but ideally, like looking at the wave state, the summon spell, the HP spells, these are typical things, right? And Diana shouldn't really have wasted her time there because she had time to fully do the red, do the Krugs, come up for the gank. She saw Lee Sin mid lane. She knows he's going to the blue side quadrant. And I don't really know what this guy is doing. Is he just taking a vacation here? The Malphite's like, you're not killing the Malphite. You're not killing the Malphite. And again, Lee Sin can full clear. Lee Sin can focus on those things. You don't have to gank. Well, it's good to gank. Obviously, it's good to be active, but if you need to full clear first rotation, do it. You don't have to force anything. Diana, in this case, is quite mature, actually. I think just giving up the topside scuttle. Honestly, if I were her, and top lane was fine, it was a little diveable, but it's a Malphite, and he has flash, and... You know, if I can full clear up and maybe gank for the Malphite, I'll do it. But if I know the Lee Sin crosses mid, he's going here, Yasuo's going back to base. Am I really interested in this scuttle that much? Finish a full clear, go back to base, and come down to this scuttle. And do that. Impact bottom lane. Ooh. Right, and this is where you'd be at 435. Should be sooner, but you'd be in a great position to do some stuff here. And if Lee Sin hangs around way too much, if he shows again, you're going to be able to steal his tier 2, his second spawn Krugs, his second spawn Raptors. Pretty good to me. Is he going to stay out now just for this grubby? I mean, he shows up, he has a lot of damage onto the Yasuo, who hits a beautiful knock here. Diana goes back in. Yeah, Yasuo dies. His Syndra's flashes back up. He ward hops over. You know, Diana could have maybe seen it through by flashing and kept chasing. Potentially a good play there, but... You know, if you don't really know your limits, then why would you even do that? So now the Lee Sin is forced to go back to base, but I feel like that Diana could have just given up the top scuttle voluntarily rather than necessarily go for their gank blindly, and then, of course, control the bottom side a bit more. And we do like this. Like, look at this low wheeler, this obsession over grubs. Guys, stop obsessing over them. Because look, you're losing all your camps. I would just go Krugs now, too. Like, I don't know exactly where the Lee Sin is, but, you know, yeah. He could be on Raptors. That is technically my concern. So in theory, I'd really want to hit the Scryer's Bloom to see if he is. Because if he is, I do have the Bra moving over. So I will have some sort of, well, he has moved over. I will have some sort of support here. Alternatively, you can always, oh, there we go. You can always go for the QE over the wall onto the Krugs. But at this stage, I like this by the Yasuo though. Because at this stage, I feel like we could have taken his Krugs really nicely and then ganked us afterwards, if possible. Now, though, she's trying to get into the side bush. No scanning, though. Like, you have no idea if it's watered or not if you've not been paying attention. So I don't know results-based any sort of kills here, but she's not really done the assessment for the ganking either. Like, your ganking assessment in low elo is so bad that you waste so much time looking for ganks that you either categorically know will never work, or you miss the ones that will. And also, I like that the Lee Sin... Oh, well, we saw the Yasuo move up here. We saw him ward it, right? So Lee Sin hits this. I like that ward from the Yasuo. Because you see everything now. But I feel like we should have easily taken the Krugs. You get this gank off here on the bottom side. You can go straight to the Dragon. You see Lee Sin on the Grubbies. Who cares if you're giving them up? You've got total control over the bottom side. Like, you got a snowballing Twitch you can use. So instead of just push the wave, get plates. Guys, if you're a laner too, push the wave, get plates. There's no reason to go for these grubs and die for them. I feel like the Diana should have gotten Krugs, Dragon, bottom lane gank, red buff. You know, Lee Sin falls back to his blue side. We know she's bottom side, so where should you go next? I just coached a Platinum 1 jungler. And he was Silver 7 months ago, and he started playing the game 7 months ago. He got placed in Silver, now he's Platinum 1. And I said to him, we're quite advanced for someone who's a newer player. And just not to say anything, like everyone's on their own journey. Who knows what your background experience is, how much time you have to play, all of this stuff. But basically, the biggest thing was that I didn't have to tell him was he would do grubs. New enemy jungler was on the Dragon. Buff, buff. Exactly, good. Because you know that this most likely is going to be taken. And you either decide, do I cut across and contest? Do I cut across and protect? Or do I just agree to take? Because I assume at this particular point, even in Platinum, that they're not going to be aggressive. And it's true, look at this. You can do all of this because he's not thinking about it. And that's what jungle diff is, right? So Yasuo goes into the Raptor camp now. We get the Dragon, that's great, but I feel like the Lee Sin's pathing here. Oh, look at him go. Look at him go. A little bit counter jungling. It's just really random though, isn't it? Like there's no calculation. There's no calculation when it comes to the ganks or the counter jungling or the objectives. It's really just oh, you know, I think I'm gonna do this. They're not thinking 5 moves ahead. They're not target swapping here. You're focusing the wrong target. Just kill the Nautilus. Why are you going on the Lucian? Just kill the Nautilus. Even if you get 2 assists here, we shouldn't have died, but still, it's fine. Like that was a good gank. That was a good gank. But overall, I don't know why the Lee Sin's getting free reds, free Krugs, and everything like that. No, no, no. Now Lee Sin shows up. Our bottom over commits. He's going to go in here. Braum will stun him up. Lee Sin's going to keep going here. Has the kick. Doesn't... Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's why you don't play Lee Sin in silver. No offense. It's got nothing to do with anything other than mechanical prowess and knowledge. You know, ignoring the fact that we haven't even pressed W at all yet, because it's just kind of important, right? You see the recaster gives you 10% lifesteal and spellbound for 4 seconds. Not to mention you get a shield. So I don't know why we're not necessarily using that at all. Okay, not using it. Do the kick. Haven't been using it, like, where are you going? You might as well stick to the target. I feel like, honestly, if you just time things correctly, you know, I'm not going to break it down. There's no point. There's no point. It's a complete combo fundamental failure. Go to practice tool, YouTube, Lee Sin combos, and don't come out of practice tool until you can do those things fluidly. Using all 6 spells plus kick, because, yeah, it's just, if you can't mechanically outplay people in Lee Sin, Nidalee, Rengar, doesn't matter if you get fed. If you misplay those situations when you should at least kill 1, maybe even 2, the pick is losing its value. Because you're not going to outplay Diana, who full sequences, ganks twice, does a dragon, does a herald. She should be up 2 levels and she doesn't have to think to kill you. All she has to do is hit Q first, and even then she can buffer it, and get the E reset and you're dead. You know, it's really, really simple. Point and click on that E. The only skill shot there is the, technically R is a skill shot, but you know what I mean. Is the Q, I mean, yeah. Alright, enough of that. I'm gonna get too animated, because this is why I tell people, just play simple things and fix your jungling. Now, Diana does the top side quadrant, wave the grubs coming back up again. Again, no scanner used, we're sitting in a brush. I like this gank, though. It's a really, really good gank. The only downside to this gank is you have no idea if you were seen or not, and that for me is a bit of an issue. So if you're not tracking the guy's wards and pathings, you won't know, so the scan is important. If you're waiting for Malphite ult, or you're waiting for that opening, and you need to invest time to sitting in the bush and waiting, then you need a scanner. Then you got to scan to ensure that when this gank goes through, you're actually in a position to do it. Because what happens is you show up thinking, all right, Malphite, I'm going to wait for your ultimate, buddy, okay? 5 seconds, cool, I'll sit in this brush, this pixel brush, but it's warded, so the Aatrox just backs up. And he has flash, technically, so could have just flashed the ultimate. And now you're in a position where you just wasted your time. So if the lane is really gankable, just go. Don't even scan, just go. If you're waiting for something, a good setup, scan to make sure that you're not seen, because if you are, then, you know, that's when you get collapsed upon by Lee Sins and other things. Lee Sin goes back to the mid lane. Yasuo looks like he's doing a lot of things and ends up dying. The grubs are going to be spawning. A lot of pings here. Diana says, I don't care. Although here I don't know. Yeah, I think, given the nature of what Diana's doing, the fact that we got the Nash's Tooth, yeah, we might just have to give it up. But the Lee Sin's got a, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I would personally try and contest a little bit. If you're strong enough, you can do Raptors, wait for the Malphite, and look. The downside is none of your ults. You just use them all. So what does that mean? Well, maybe you should save your ults, do some counter jungling, position better, so when the grubs are up, you can actually invest all your ults into this fight. Because at the moment, they cannot do that, and that's what's compromising them just a little bit. Like, Diana now wants to go ahead and contest the rest of the grubs, but they've already got the mites. You know, it's not really worth going too far and too deep. Yeah, we're able to push them off and get 1, but they have mites. So if we're going to do this, commit early on so you can try to get 2 of them. Worst case scenario, you smite the first one, you take it away, you leave it. You smite the second one and the second batch, and you're good. To clarify, because that was weird. If you have time to do 1 grub in the first spawn in 5 minutes, do it, and then leave. And then for the second spawn, all you've got to do is get 1 more. That gives you 2, gives them 4, you deny the mites. That's all you really need to think about. Now though, we are going to push the Lee Sin. Why would he go to Wolves, guys? He's always going to go to the Grump first. There he is. Not quite the Yasuo Diana combo, but hey, it's a combo nonetheless. I like the contest there, you see that? It's what I said earlier. Can I contest this thing here when I'm doing the grubs or doing something on the top side? If I can run across a contest and protect, I'll do it, especially if I know I can win. And in this particular case, the Diana knows she can beat the Lee Sin on the Grump, and thus they go for the invade and get it. Now, obviously, we don't have our ultimate up again, but Malphite is about to come up. The Aatrox still has flash. There, it's committed. Malphite admits his ground slam. He's going full on for the dive here. Dinah's like, are we actually doing this or not? Waiting for the ultimate. It's available now. Aatrox does have his ult. We're going to make sure I hit our... We're going to have to make sure we hit our damage, I was going to say, but it came out so quickly. That's why I tell you. Rush Nash's Tooth, guys. Nash's into Storm Surge, into Zhonya's. It's easy. Stop with the Protobelt nonsense. You don't need it. And also here, big thing I had in coaching earlier, the biggest problem for this guy, turret damage. You got at least one grub, use it. You got 5 grubs, really use it. Hit the turrets, get the plates before 14. You don't have the Herald to give it to you for free now, so invest, 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 invest. Now obviously the Lee Sin here is on the bottom side of the map. Could go for this knowing that the Dyna's on the top side, but the problem is their bottom lane are dead because, let's have a look, because we're focusing on other things. Bottom lane, there we go. Nice job with the Brom, beautiful Brom ult and no, I was going to say expunge, but not quite. There's no expunge. Well, a little bit of expunge. What's expunge? Why am I wanting to say expunge? I don't know. My brain is I don't know, I'm old. Is E. Like the contaminate. Whatever. So basically, very nice kill for the bottom lane and the Yasuo roam. Now Diana though sticking it out here. Lee Sin shows on the bottom side, the turret falls, the bottom lane will need to reset it to 701 Twitch, and that's all from the Dyna, right? Like, setting up those ganks, helping that snowball. We go to the mid lane here while it's occurring. I like this though, you know, a little bit of a kill, full back turret damage to the quadrant. Quadrant clearing always very big. Yasuo gets a kill on the Syndra there, Lee Sin flashes in, again, terrible mechanics, blocks a Q, hits the ult, Yasuo goes in, there's the Dyna Yasuo combo. Guys, we got 15 seconds, hit the plates. Yasuo, you too. Dyna's dead. Yasuo stay. There we go. Maximize the plates here. This is such a big thing for silver. You know? Even if it's 2-3 plates though, that's huge amounts of gold for the Diana. We can go ahead and reset here. I wouldn't force the turret just because the bottom lane are rotating up. Like, that's clear. I like the fact that Diana pulled back and didn't overcommit. Because now we really want to reset, go by, and think about the dragon. Obviously, there's Herald on the top side. You have to pick the objective you view with the most urgency. Get your bottom lane fed, guys. Get your bottom lane fed. Dominate the game. Now, though, I don't like the overall tempo, and I've explained why, and I think a lot of the failed ganks and the failed pathing and the odd contest timings, these add up seconds to your overall game plan, and now we're stuck in the situation where we have to pick between Herald and Dragon. I don't want to have to pick between either of these things, and I'll try and structure my pathing, plates, and turret hits such that I can get both. So if you notice all the time wasting for ganks, missing the counter jungling, you know, here a little bit wobbly and weird, waiting in bushes, going down here before we go here instead of just going straight here and doing the Raptors, these things add time to your clock and you lose out on objective control, which is shut down from overstaying, thus is the problem is as well. So yeah. Just bear that in mind, because obviously you don't want to give up one of these at all. You want to control everything. If anything, I want to give it the Dragon, because I got one, and the Herald's going to be way more useful to me in terms of actually punching out and closing this game. So, Yasuo pushes up here. I am fine with the Diana kind of doing the farming thing at this particular stage. The Yasuo overcommits, but that's okay. The Lee Sin shows up. Really, we've been focusing on the Lee Sin, and we swapped over to the Diana because she was doing such a good job. But the Lee Sin here, weird, right? He overcommitted on bad ganks, boarding up a dragon. He doesn't know if he should do it or not, which means you probably shouldn't do it. Now you're going to die because you're coin flipping this. You should have done it when everyone was dead. Instead, you didn't. Like, the Lee Sin is just so out of sync. The Diana's on the top side, we see on the ward, and it doesn't really matter that she's going for the Herald. Here, the bottom lane are going to take care of business. So if you're the Lee Sin, and Diana should have had objective control, but she doesn't, and you're really far behind, and you got bounties on these things, give up that bottom side dragon that everyone's obsessed with. He had more than enough time to go top side, maybe do something here, unlikely, but at least sneak away this sucker, and then fall back into his blue side quadrant. So if you're in the Lee Sin's position, alright, and your Lucian is getting shutdowns and gap closing the Twitch and gold, which he is, then the best thing you can do, get some deep vision, sneak an objective, get a bounty, wait for your bottom lane to rotate, goon squad with them to get kills, control your camps to make sure no one can steal them, control the vision as well, and then wait for them to make a misstep, which they will because it's silver. The Dyna's done a solid job just sequencing and playing around the map to a reasonable degree. The Lee Sin has specifically made it easy for her, compromised himself, when he could have very easily punished the Diana with the first blood kill he got, and he didn't. And he forced the grubs too much early, compromising his own experience in gold and giving up his bottom lane because he focused on the topside grubs. Now Diana gets the Herald and is going to push this map in even further, and this whole game is compromised because of the Lee Sin. You've got to be able to accept that as well. Can't accept that as a jungler in Silver. There's not much anybody can do, unfortunately. You have to understand that if you're down, 2 levels, 40 gold, you're 1-6 into, you're mechanically playing terribly, you're making bad decisions, and your laners are still trying to keep you in the game here. It's on you. Like, look at this. More shutdowns. You see, Goon Squad with your bottom lane. We get a double kill there, but that's really the Lucian and Nautilus's double kill. This is bad by the Diana, by the way. Like, her team are not in a position to use a Herald, and she's just like, yeah, I'll use it. Why? It's a Malphite. Why are you using the Herald with the Malphite? Use it with the Twitch. Use it with the Yasuo. Go win a fight first. Don't compromise yourself unnecessarily for a Herald play. And now, because the Diana's done this, the game's in a bit of a wishy-washy state, because there's 3 red team, and they want to do stuff, and there's 5 blue team. Now, they definitely want to do stuff. Lucian, let's see if they do. Knock up. Lee Sin goes across the way. Get the Q there. And they're able to kill the overcommitting Yasuo. Now the Braum is way out of position. Twitch is dead as well. All of this occurs because the Diana makes a mistake with Malphite pushing topside with a Herald, not thinking. Now Lee Sin's team's like, okay, well that's pretty good. So now what you want to do is control your camps up. Diana's team can do absolutely nothing other than push the waves in. Lee Sin hold the waves. There you go. This is good. This is good. This is good. Yes. Patience. Take your camps. Get some vision. We like it. Now we need to make sure we're rotating to our team, because we see 2 in the bottom lane there, which means you definitely want to try and instigate a fight, but at the same time don't overcommit. Now you can just swoop from side to side, but this is where your mites are kind of useless, right? Like, if you're a red team, and I'm telling you there, it was okay for Diana to give up those mites, because if you're winning and your bottom lane's winning and you're winning, when are they ever going to hit turrets? The only time they hit turrets is if you as a team make a mistake. It's if you as a team overcommit with a Herald play and die, and give them a free Baron, and let them hit some turrets. They haven't gotten a single turret, guys. Not one turret has been secured. Yet they have 5 grubs with mites. But if I tell you that, are you okay giving them up? Yeah, because you got way more in turn. You got dragons, and you got a fair bottom lane. Good job by the red team here pulling back. Huge, actually. Why is Lee Sin, what is he doing? It's a Braum and a Fred Twitch. Well, that just loses you the game. Straight up, this loses you the game. Right? Why do this? They're clearly backing up and playing well in the vision. You've got here the Yasuo and the Diana pushing this one up. Your Aatrox is top lane and so's the Malphite, right? There's no Malphite. Yes, he has TP, but basically just goon squad with your team. Go kill the Yasuo. Go kill the Diana. Let Twitch push up a little bit more, then hold this one. If you kill the Yasuo, you kill the Diana, then you kill the Twitch and the Braum as a 4-stack. 4v2, 4v2. All of a sudden, you can do this. Don't have to. I wouldn't necessarily always force it, but you can push up, maybe get some bounties going before they disappear. Because you're not down that much gold. It's 4,000 gold. It feels like a lot, but it feels like a lot when you're dumb. And now because of this, right? Yes, and it's worth noting that, yeah, the Diana does die. We didn't really talk about it, but she does die. She kills the Syndra, she kills the Lucian. You want to be there for your team to prevent that. You want to make sure that the Diana and Yasuo are not killing your Lucian, who's just getting fed. Like, the guy is only down 800 gold to the Twitch now. I feel like that was a little bit closer a few minutes ago. Now, because of this, you're all dead. This is all Lee Sin's fault. He goes in when he shouldn't, he dies. Instead of being here to help 4v2 this. And yeah, your team here shouldn't die 4v2 against the Diana and the Yasuo. They shouldn't die 3v2 against the Yasuo and the Diana, but they will. It's on you as a jungler to make sure that you are at least fed enough to control these moments as best you can. And you're down 1100 gold to the Diana. The Diana's KDA, everything looks much better. But again, she's not that far ahead. And look, they overstay again, you get kills again. All you had to do was chill there, make the right rotation, as Lee Sin, goon squad with your bottom lane, push the waves up, get some turrets. All of a sudden, you got a free Baron. All of a sudden, you got a free Dragon. The shutdowns, the bounties, it goes through. Now you're equal in gold. The enemy team gets tilted. They get tilted. Always they get tilted. And now because These two are alive and everybody else is dead. These two are impatient. They push up and they die again. Then these three respawn. They go down here. They die again. Then these two respawn again. And you see? 3, then 2, 3, then 2. They don't wait for each other to sync up as 5 and win. They don't do this in Master sometimes. So Lee Sin's team had the prime moment to control this. And they didn't. And they didn't. Now look at this. Look at this. Look at this. There should be no reason for 2 people to show up and push you guys off of this herald, this dragon. No one's in sync. No one's in sync. There's no Justin, there's no NSync, there's nothing. Everyone on the blue team has failed themselves this day, but mostly the Lee Sin. It took them that much to kill 2 people, and 2 of them died. You had to, like, the Diana and the Asura overcommitted for the dragon, which they should have just given up. Kill them. Now the Twitch shows up with the Braum and the Malphite. Cool, everyone on my team is alive, so we 5v3 them, 4v3 them, whatever it is. Cool, now we go Baron. But instead, none of them are on the same page. This goes for junglers and everybody. 2 of them die. Now it's an easy fight for these 3. They're gonna goon squad the Aatrox. I think that's fine, because you don't want to start the Baron just yet, because Diana's not awake, but now we want to do the Baron. Go, 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 go. Red team, go, go. Lee Sin team, you can do nothing. Red team, push him off. There you go. Good job. Good zoning. Go, Baron. There you go. And all of this started, right, with Lee Sin, and it's going to end with Lee Sin. He got the first blood, and he didn't do anything with it, and he got kills here from the Diana's mistake and didn't use it. And then here he threw it by just going 2v1 and dying. If you mechanically can't kill a Twitch and a Braum, right, because they're that far ahead, and of course it's a Braum, the peel is immense, just don't do it. And now they're all compromised. Here's Twitch. Lee Sin doesn't know where to go. Now he's going to go on the top side. Here he hits that Q. He misses the opportunity to do a proper kick. But even so, they still get kills. But Twitch kills their bottom lane. Like, it's just absolute fiesta mode. And they got Baron now. Plus a Hextech. Sorry, plus 2 dragons. Ocean plus Cloud. They got a Might. One Grub, rather. No Might, 1 Grub. It's just a slow loss now. And it's a slow loss because of the Lee Sin. And the Diana did a solid job. But now you look at it. And you see 657. 177 CS. Okay, good farming. But she didn't really do much other than get the bottom lane fed and watch. And she made a lot of mistakes that the Lee Sin could have capitalized on. It started off with bad ganking decision making, weird pathing by both junglers, and it just evolved into, well, more of that, I guess. Now it's a slow loss. Malphite overstays and dies. There's no reason for this. Dragon spawns. You gotta give this up. Lee Sin shows up. Doesn't really matter. Because he will die from this. Just give up the dragon, guys. Give up the dragon and hold with your wave clear. It's the best thing you can do, but Lee Sin is just intent on dying. And red team are gonna go to work and end the game. So, as you can see, sometimes it looks like you're doing a lot, especially in silver, but you're not. Sometimes it looks like you're making the right play because your team are doing a good job, but you ain't. So, pay attention to the details. Hopefully this provides a little bit of clarity into some of the decision making in this MMR range. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next one.